Welcome to our webinar on Discover Potentially Undervalued Stocks in the Current Market. My name is Joey, and I will be the host for today's webinar. And today we are excited to hear from Caleb, the Remisier for Phillip Securities, who will be walking us through on Discover Potentially Undervalued Stocks in the current market. His views on the market has been featured on Singapore TV Channel 8's Money Week, as well as several live interviews on radio stations 93.8 Live, Capital 95.8 FM, and 96.3 FM. In this webinar, you will discover, firstly, SG Hong Kong US latest market updates. Secondly, US versus China market and sector outlook. Thirdly, latest watch list for SG, US, Hong Kong stocks. And finally, how you can use the charts to discover undervalued stocks or REITs. Now, before we kick off, please let me know whether you can hear me clearly first by doing this poll. Hello, please select one yes or no. Okay, I think right now you guys all hear me clearly. So without further ado, I'll pass the spotlight to Caleb. Caleb, please start first. Thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, and my presentation slide?
Yes, we can see.
Oh, you can see. Okay,
Yes.
interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, I use the... All right, so for those of you who are using your mobile phone, right, you have to, there are two screens basically, all right? So you need to, what I mean is that you need to use your finger, all right? And then move it to a left-hand side to see my presentation slide, okay? If you didn't move it, then you will only see my face, okay? For those of you who are using the laptop, no issue, all right? Okay, thank you everyone for your time. Okay, my name is Caleb Gan, award-winning stockbroker and a trader from Phillip Securities, as well as, I'm multiples license. I hold multiples license from Phillip Securities and Phillip Nova. Okay. Now, before I start, I appreciate everyone for your time for being here, because I know that some of you are busy, but then you still choose to be here, right? Thank you for your time. And I promise you that I will give my best and share with you what I know in the stock market. I have been doing this every week actually, all right, through Phillip Securities platform. I have been doing that for every week, all right, to update my client about the stock market. And that is to give what we call that value add to my client. Okay, so in October, for example, when market bottom, I actually did mention to my client and to my friends that market was bottom in October, that not many people believe, all right, but I show them with the what we call that, with the figure, with the data, with the fact, right? So that is what I have been doing, okay? And before that, okay, very quick one, please allow me to share with you a little bit about myself, okay? Because you don't want to talk with a stranger like me for one and a half hour. So just share with you quickly, I was in the IT line, before I joined Phillip Securities. So I still remember my IT manager actually put me inside the server room. There's only one reason, so that he can go back on time, and then I got to stay back to do OT. Okay, does it sound familiar to you? Okay, does it sound familiar to you? All right. So, and inside this server room was pretty boring, so it's actually triggered my what we call that, this fire to look for other alternative. And then I did some research and I realized that most of the richest person, they own the company and then they also own the company share. So I told myself I want to involve in the stock market. And what I did is that I went for to took my Remisier license, and it actually took me 1 year, okay, to get the license. So that was before I joined IT industry. Then after that, with some good result, okay, I actually joined Phillip Securities as a full-time Remisier. Now before that, I just want to show you that I just normal people like every one of you. Before joining Phillip Securities, I was only earning $1,350, and in fact this income actually also trigger, okay, my desire to look for other alternative. All right, and that is because I want to join Phillip Securities as a full-time Remisier. And during my career path with Phillip Securities, I was awarded top performer achiever, top trading representative in stock and CFD, and top ETF and best team award. Now I can say that stock market actually changed my life. And it's not just about investment. I also know a lot of successful people through this industry, because my client become my best friend and they are very successful in business. They actually share tips with me how to build their wealth. All right, so I can't wait to share the tips with every one of you. So that's why I do this webinar, so that you can learn and then you can apply what is suitable for you. And to show this picture, it's not to show off lah, it's just to I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to my client. I believe some of you who in front of the screen maybe is my client, so just want to say thank you for your support, and please continue to support me. Without your support, I won't be here today. So in 2016, we were lucky together with my team. Phillip Securities top management allowed us to open the Phillip Investor Center at Jurong East area. So we got this chance, is I would say it's not lucky actually, because there are more than 1,000 Remisier and advisor, wanted to open the investor center as well. But we were the first team to be chosen by Phillip Securities top management, purely because the way we do things, how we serve our client, and then with our track record, that's why Phillip Securities allowed us to open the branch at the Jurong East area. So imagine if a normal Remisier without any track record, and obviously they won't allow them to open a branch. So what I mean here is that the message is this: if you are still looking for a solid team to support your trading journey, I mean trading journey is a long-term journey, you need a solid team to support your trading journey that can help you to grow. All right, because for us, okay, we keep continue to grow. Reason is because that the stock market is dynamic, keep changing every day. So you cannot afford to stay with a Remisier or advisor that who are still in stagnant, right? So you have to look around, and maybe we are the one that you are looking for, although we might not be the best. All right, so just want to share this with you. And beside that, also one of the regular sharing in this YouTube channel called Wealth Hero. So you can just search this Wealth Hero, and you can subscribe. Okay, whenever I have this update, then you can see the latest update. And lastly, also one of the regular guests invited by 958 channel. So in Chinese. All right, so basically I have been doing this for many years, okay, because I just want to give back to the people who have the same interest with me, so that they can get the latest informations, so that they can make the right decision. Now, before I start, let me explain to you what are you going to learn today. So our objective, right, my objective is that, okay, so just now my colleague already mentions the what we call that, the what we are going to talk about. But one more thing I just want to let you know is that, okay, I will do the homework for you. All right, I will do the homework for you. Now, what do I mean by homework? Okay, it's not the school homework. Okay, it's the stock analysis homework. All right, stock analysis homework. Okay, homework. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you is stocks idea. Okay, and then followed by sector performance. So these are two important elements that you will get updated lah. All right, and then number 4 is that I'm going to use the technical analysis, all right, or we call it TA, to identify the stock that that I share with you. Where is the support level and where is the resistance level? Now, why this is important? Because I don't want to share the stock with you when the price is already high, but I can tell you that most of the price is already high. All right, because you can see last 2 days, US market, Singapore market, they went up a lot. Okay, so what I mean is that when I show you the stock, okay, it could be went up already, but what I'm going to tell you is that, okay, where is the support level and resistance level, so that you can know when you can buy. Okay, if the price pull back, okay, you can buy when the price pull back. When the price pull back, all right. When the price hit resistance, okay, I will tell you the price is already over. So then you have to be careful. So this is what I'm going to do for today, and you are going to learn what I have been telling you. All right, so stay tuned until the end of the sessions. And I have to tell you first, maybe the times have to be extended a little bit if you don't mind. Okay, and second thing, this is the what we call that the fact, okay, that I have been follow, all right, for the past of many years when I do my trading. I just want to show this tip to you, although it's not new, but a lot of people overlook on this. All right, number 1, okay, now in stock trading, right, there are 3 type, okay, of a time frame. Okay, there are 3 type of the time frame. All right, namely short term, and then followed by midterm, okay, and followed by long term. Okay, short term, okay, midterm, and followed by long term. Now, why is it important? Because before, when I want to do some trading, or before when I want to do when I want to buy any stock, right, okay, I have to understand what stock that I'm going to trade. Okay, I have to understand, because not every stock, all right, can hold for long term. Some stock you have to sell. Okay, some stock you have to cut loss. So when I talk about short-term trading, okay, usually we are talking about penny stock and followed by speculative stock and story stock. All right, some of you may ask, what is story stock? So this type of the stock, right, basically they don't have fundamentals of the what we call that fundamentals of financials income. So what they are doing is that it's purely speculative. All right, so if somebody talk about this stock and this stock is hot, then it will be going up. All right, so this type of the stock you cannot hold. Okay, you have to sell when you make money, or if you lose money, you must sell also. You cannot hold. Since that this stock cannot hold, all right, you need to set what? You need to set stop loss. And I know that a lot of people have problems setting stop loss. Is because why? Because they are not willing to take losses, because in their mind they just want to make money in the stock market. That is not the way lah. All right, so before you buy, you have to make sure there are 3 types of the stock. And midterm, okay, we have stock like growth stock, for example, tech stock. Okay, we categorize tech stock as a growth stock, and then followed by mid cap stock, and followed by blue chip as well. Sometimes we buy blue chip for for a midterm trade. Okay, so my midterm trade, my definition is 1 to 3 months, that kind of time frame. But however, it doesn't mean that I will hold the stock from 1 month until 3 months. No, huh? It means that I will follow the trend. If the trend is crashing down, okay, or if the trend is not really good, all right, then I will not going to hold until 3 months. Okay, so it's all depend on the stop loss. Okay, if all right, if it is hit stop loss, then I will get out of my trade. Okay, so lastly, all right, now long-term investment. Okay, now this word, right, okay, I realize that this word is very dangerous. All right, why? Because a lot of people, their mindset is that they want to buy the stock for long term, which is nothing wrong with that. But I realize that most of the retail investor, you know, they buy the wrong stock. Not they buy the wrong stock, they buy the right stock, but just that they didn't know that business will change, right? It doesn't mean that today you buy this stock, you have done your homework well for today. It doesn't mean that this stock will be good next year or following year. You get what I mean, all right? So you can see that some of the stock like SingPost, okay, NOL, right, StarHub, okay, and M1, Noble Group, followed by Semcorp Marine. So these are all good stocks 5 or 10 years ago, but why some of them was delisted? Why some of them the price keep crashing down, even though StarHub give a very good dividend and it cannot cover your losses? All right, this is because the market right now, okay, because of the internet era, okay, business will change due to the competitor. All right, so if you are using what we call that value investing strategy, all right, make sure, okay, you review. Okay, my suggestion to you is that you review the company at least every quarter. At least quarter. If you are not looking at the chart, make sure you review the company at least every quarter to make sure that their financials strength still intact, right? So that's why I say long term, this term is dangerous if you do not know what you are doing, right? So I hope you can, you know, learn something, all right, or maybe recap, okay, because I rely on this time frame, okay, for my investment and for my trading. All right, so I hope that you can, you know, get the message. And a lot of people ask me, hey Caleb, why the market rebound recently? Why the market rebound recently? A lot of people confused. All right, because why? Because a lot of the, what we call that, number one, a lot of the bad news. Okay, what is the bad news? Like bank, US bank, okay, US bank crisis, all right, war between Russia and Ukraine still ongoing. There's no outcome yet, all right. There are a lot of bad news, okay. High interest, okay. High interest, that's why it caused US bank crisis and then followed by high inflations. And lastly, what else? Retrenchment or layoff from a giant company like Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. All right. So these are the company that has been, you know, lay off a lot of people. But why the stock price keep going up? All right. So I want to say this is that, okay, stock market is unique. Okay, stock market is unique. So if you are using your logic, all right, to make a decision to buy the stock, then it's pretty hard for you to make good money. Okay, I mean good money. All right, so you have to use some strategy like what I call price action, which I'm going to share with you in a later time. so that you can look at the chart, okay, because the chart provide us with the real data, okay, so that we try to identify the pattern, okay, and see how the market, okay, going to move, okay. So these are the informations that actually reflect on the chart, but most of the people, all right, they can't get the message right, or they can't, compile the data in the correct way, so that they can't get the right informations for them to make the right decision, okay. So basically very simple, all right. My suggestion to you is that please don't look at the news, okay, because the news was being paid by the big company, all right, to analyst to write a very good news or to write a very bad news to confuse the people like you, so that some of you become so scared and then never buy the stock when the market was bottom, right? So most of the people buy the stock when? Most of the people buy the stock when the price already went up a lot. So usually they will buy here, lah, right? They'll buy here. Okay, so this is the problem that most of the retail investors have, and later I'm going to show you the solution. Okay, I'm going to show you the solution, how to help you, all right, to buy near the bottom before the price is moved. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you in a later time. And will 2023 a bull market? This is another question that most of the people ask. All right, so now I do some comparison for your guys, okay, and it is based on the fact, okay, it is based on the fact. So if you look at the US stock or US market, okay, the first thing first is that the US government, or so-called Federal Reserve, okay, has been slowdowns, okay, in terms of the interest rate hike, okay, due to what? Due to the US bank crisis, okay. If without the US bank crisis, I think they will continue to increase the interest rate aggressively, but just because of the US bank, okay, they slow down, okay. They didn't say that they are going to stop, all right, but they are trying to slow down. And the inflations, okay, does slow down because of the interest rate. If you still remember, 9.1% inflation was happening in last year, June or July, okay, June or July, all right. Then since then, the inflation begin to slow down, all right, until March, okay. If I'm not wrong, the US inflations is 6.4%. Now, before I go further, I want to clarify is that, okay, first thing first, I will show you the US data first, all right? Why US data is important? US data is important is because US stock market will influence other market, like for example, Hong Kong or Singapore. I think every one of us agree because US is the biggest market, so it does make sense, okay, for me to show you the US data. And of course, I will still be showing you the Hong Kong market and followed by Singapore market as well. All right, but let us talk about the US first, okay, and followed by US, okay, they opened their border earlier than China. And then US market actually bottom on October 2022 last year, which I did mention to my client, okay, in October. So some of them bought some good fundamental company at the nearly low price, okay, at the nearly low price. So that is what I have been doing, okay, to add value to you so that you can understand what is the market situations. Whether you are going to buy or going to sell is basically based on the what we call that the informations that I have summarized and then shared it with my client. And lastly, all right, if you look at S&P 500, okay, and Nasdaq, okay, what we call that index, both of them in fact break through 200-day moving average. So technically, they are entering a bull signal. Okay, technically they are entering a bull signal. So this is a fact based on now, all right. And my view will change lah. Okay, depend on the market condition. If the index drop suddenly due to another bad news, all right, then it could enter a bear market again. So, but for now, it is still considered a bull signal. Okay, it is still considered a bull signal. And we look at the China. All right, China interest rate is different from US. All right, interest rate, they continue to cut the interest rate as low as 3.65. Inflation's low, inflation's 1.6% only. All right, so this is a very interesting fact. All right, it's totally different from the US market. Okay, and China open border 8 June 2023, and the market bottom at on November 2022, and Hang Seng Index also break through the 200-day moving average, and technically they are entering bull market as well. They are entering bull market as well. All right. So you can see that China market, the data that I show you is totally different from the US. It seemed like, China government trying to, not to, they don't want to be, influenced by the US. All right. So that's why you can see that in terms of the inflations and in terms of the interest rate, there are two different figure. Okay, so you can see that China, they are doing something that is different from the US, so which is quite interesting. Moving forward, I believe China market will be another big market. All right, so that's why I say right now, okay, right here, you should explore Hong Kong market as well if you are not yet. Okay, if you are not yet what we call that trading Hong Kong market, my suggestion to you is that you should explore Hong Kong market, all right, from now on, because the big thing is going to happen in China. All right, and what next? Okay, this is another data, and based on the historical data. Okay, so based on this chart, right, it actually tells us that when inflation is peak, it's actually tell us or the investor that it's time to buy the stocks. Okay, it's time to buy the stock. And this fact, right, or so-called this data, right, is quite reliable. Okay, it's quite reliable. Now, do you realize that when the inflation begin to slow down, okay, do you know that the NVIDIA, and then Tesla, TSLA, Meta, all right, begin to move up? Okay, do you realize that when inflation was peak, all right, and begin to slow down, the stock like technology stock, okay, that means there is what we call that, the technology stock that have at least what we call that, have fundamentals good company from the technology sector, namely NVIDIA, Meta, and Tesla. They begin to move up strongly when the inflation begin to slow down in US. All right, so this data is quite reliable. It tells us that when the inflation is near the peak, it was time to buy the fundamental good company from the technology sector that was hammered down last year. Okay, so therefore, if you, all right, understand what is the basic of the financial market, you should be able, all right, what would be the next move like, and then from there you'll be able to pick the right stock to buy. And this is what I have been sharing for my client actually, in fact. And obviously, if you look at the chart, right, okay, or the data, when the inflations, okay, begin to slow down, right, the stock market rebound. Okay, when the inflation begin to slow down, the stock market rebound, right? So this is based on the historical past data. Okay, historical past data. And I hope that this data also tell you that maybe, okay, high chance, okay, we're going to have a bull market this year, all right? But I want to clarify this, that when I say bull market, right, it doesn't mean that the bull market will go up in a straight line. You have to understand is that stock market, you know, involve a lot of people from around the world. So human being is emotional, all right? So when they receive bad news, okay, what they will do, they will sell. So in short term, stock market is irrational, all right? But in long term, okay, usually the stock market will go up lah. So what I mean is that when I say bull market this year, based on the fact and based on the data that I show you, it doesn't mean that the stock market will go up in a straight line. You get what I mean? The stock market will pull back sideways, okay? Fresh out the contra player, okay? Fresh out the what we call that retail investor, and then before they continue the bull run. All right, so that's why you need to have some knowledge to catch the right stock, to identify the right entry point, okay, before you are buying. So this all involve knowledge, okay, involve knowledge. All right, if you don't have the knowledge, usually you buy at high price and sell at the low price. Okay, then another fact I want to show you is that this is a what we call that US Treasury bill. All right, now what is this? Okay, what is this? Okay, basically this is a US government bond, 10 years bond. All right, now this bond will be what we call that attractive, especially you know, when the market is volatile. Okay, when the market is volatile, all right, like for example last year stock market is not really good. Okay, the risk was pretty high. Okay, so when the risk is pretty high for stock market, okay, the investor, all right, they will, okay, liquidate you know, from the stock market and then put their money into the a defense asset like treasury bill. You know, so you can see that last year, all right, the treasury bill went up slowly. So this is because the stock market was having a very high risk situation last year. So that's why a lot of people move their money from stock, okay, into the what we call that treasury bill. And until recently, I realized that, okay, until recently I realized that based on the chart, okay, in December, okay, December, all right, the chart showed us that it was peaked in December, okay, and subsequently after that in January, all right, you can see that the chart show us a higher low and then another higher low, another higher low. All right, so you can see that the price of the treasury bill is sloping down, okay, or descending direction. So what does that mean? That means okay, there are people who investing in this treasury bill, they are actually liquidating. Okay, that means they are selling. All right, so why they are selling? So you have to think why they are selling. Okay, you may think that this is a safe asset for them to invest, and then why they are still selling. Okay, this could be means that, all right, they have, okay, find out that some other area, okay, some other area could be cheap enough for them to buy back. Okay, could be cheap enough for them to buy back. So what are that thing that I'm talking about, or what are that asset that I'm talking about? All right, so this is important because in stock trading, right, it's not about drawing the trend line. Okay, it's not about technical analysis. Some of you who are better than me about drawing the trend line and, you know, identify the trend line, some of you are very I believe more experienced than me. But it's not just about drawing the trend line. Okay, if everyone know how to draw, they millionaire already. You get what I mean? So you have to combine your expertise like technical analysis with basic of the financial market. which is very crucial to give us some signal, all right, when we shall take action for a certain stock that is in our watch list. All right, I believe some of you have your own favorite stock in your watch list, and the question that you always want to ask is that when you supposed to buy. That's the question that most of the people want to buy, and most of the people, they want to buy at as low as possible. All right, as low as possible. But however, most of the time, you know, they do the opposite lah. All right, so that's why today I'm trying to show you a different way of doing things, and then you can have some what we call that, you know, idea when you do your own trading or investment. All right, so what other sector, okay, what other sector, all right, or what asset that I'm talking about, or sector so called. Okay, so when people are selling the treasury bill, okay, selling, so where are they going to park their money? So where are the place that they are going to park their money? Okay, they have found out that the cheaper place to park their money. Okay, if you look at the what we call that, the US Federal Reserve, right? Okay, now if you look at the what we call that, the data, in fact, the strong employment, okay, especially in this sector called retail sector, okay, and followed by tourism sector, and then what else? Airline sector. So these are the three major sector, okay, or industry that keep hiring, right? So that's why you can see US side, okay, they have a very strong employment and also a very high consumption. Okay, so based on the recent data that the US government actually, their import is more than what we call the export. So that means the US people are still buying a lot of things, because a lot of the people are still being hired in these three industry, and then that's why the inflation's a bit stubborn. Okay, and also followed by ongoing war, which I mentioned previously. So that's why last 2 months, okay, the Federal Reserve Chairman hints that they are going to, okay, increase the rate, okay, higher than expected. But what happened, okay? What happened next, okay? Because of the recent banking crisis, all right, therefore he slowed down the interest rate hike. So everyone know about this. I think you know about this, all right? I also know about this. Okay, there's nothing secret, okay, about this what we call that situations, all right? When everyone know about it, all right, then it is considered not a bad news anymore. You get what I mean? All right. So this is to answer you why there are a lot of bad news, but the stock market is still moving up. Okay. So my explanation to you is that the bad news is not the bad news anymore. You get what I mean? The bad news is basically known by everyone. So when the bad news is known by everyone, all right, is considered not a bad news anymore. Eh? What Caleb talking about become confusing. But like what I mentioned, if you don't understand, all right, then it's very difficult for you to make good money. I say good money in the stock market. All right. So therefore, all right, yeah, you need to have what we call that, some knowledge or experience. All right, to identify the situations, and then to combine with the what we call that, your technical analysis strategy, then it will give you a quality trade basically. All right, so what are the sector that I'm talking about, or what are the asset class, okay, that the people, all right, previously invest in the what we call that treasury bill, and then after that when they are selling you know treasury bill, then where are they going to park their money? The answer is that they are parking their money in this sector called communication services sector, information sector, information technology sector, followed by consumer discretionary sector. So based on the data year to date, all right, communication services has gone up 20%, followed by information IT 19, and lastly consumer discretionary what we call that 12%. All right, so obviously the money already flow into this sector. already flow into this sector. All right. And next thing, okay, you're going to ask is that what are the stock inside this sector? What are the stock that inside this sector? Later lah, I will talk about it. All right. So now we have to understand slow bit by bit. All right. Okay. And then after that, we'll jump into the individual stock and followed by technical analysis. So can you see how I do things? All right. But for normal people, what they do, they actually apply the stock into their, they apply the TA onto their own stock, but then their own stock is not actually categorized under these three sectors. So that's why no matter how good you are in the drawing the trend line or technical analysis, but you choose the wrong stock, you are not going to make money. So that's why you need to choose the right stock, okay, which is very important. You choose the right stock, then you apply the technical analysis. All right, you get what I mean? You choose the right stock first and then apply the technical analysis, not the other way. A lot of people, okay, they use the technical analysis first onto their own stock. That is wrong, right? Because their own stock most of the time is a lousy stock. Okay, so you have to understand what is the market situation right now. So this is the current date. Okay, I show you the current one. All right. So next, okay, let me show you, all right, the index, which is very important as well. Okay, and index, all right. So this is a US dollar, all right. Just want to show you that US dollar has been what we call it, having a corrections, all right. And if you compare with the what we call it, with the gold, right? US dollar with the gold, GLD. Where is gold? Yeah, the first one, all right. So basically US dollar and what we call that, gold actually move in the opposite directions, all right. So I still remember that when I did my webinar for my client in November, all right, I did advise my client, okay, to convert some of their US dollar to Sing dollar, okay, because what happening is that, okay, the US dollar begin to slow down, okay, since end of September. And after that, what happened is that the chart show us the higher low, right? And then on November, they suddenly crash down. So you have to understand why they are crashing down. US dollar a bit complicated because of the time limitation. I'll not be able to explain to you in the in details, right? And another thing is that the gold price keep moving up, okay. So we can see that when inflations is high, when the inflation is high, what we call that, the gold price will usually one of the asset lah, okay, that what we call that, when inflation is high, okay, one of the asset is actually to buy is gold, okay, beside property and stock, okay. So gold still continue very bullish, all right, okay. So you can watch out for this asset. So next thing, I show you the Straits Times Index. Right, Straits Times Index. So STI, right? So let me see if this is today chart. Okay. All right. So if you look at the what we call that, the STI index, let me see if the today is let me log out first. Please give me a All right. So basically, yeah, this is a today data. So if you look at STI index went up a lot, okay, around 7.4%, and the resistance is the support level is actually 3,300, okay, 3,300, and you can see that the index begin to pull back. Right, this is because yesterday, okay, was overbought, okay, or this few days already overbought, and it does make sense, okay, for STI index to pull back. All right, so it does make sense for STI index to pull back. All right, all right. Sorry, can I just continue? Because I do not know, or yeah, let me continue. Okay, right. So resistance or support level is 3,300 that you need to be aware. All right, you need to be aware. Okay, and okay, next thing we take a look the S&P 500. All right, so S&P 500. So this was October, lower low, okay, followed by lower high, and it means that, you know, the investor, the fund manager, right, they keep buying and they are not selling because the price didn't drop, and the price didn't drop. What we call that as and the price didn't drop. The price didn't drop as though. You give me a minute, You give me a minute, Sorry about that. Right. Sorry about that. Okay. Because I was informed there's some noise. All right. But if you can hear me clearly, okay. If you don't mind, can you type? You can hear me in the chat room so that I can continue. If not, then what I call that? Yeah. You type in the chat room if you can hear me. Please, can you type in the chat room? All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. Can hear me or not? Can you type? You can hear me, so that I can continue. Hello, is somebody there? Or if you do not know how to type in the chat room. Hello, anybody there? Yeah, can someone type there in the chat room? Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, so let me continue. Let me continue. I cannot find out what is the noise is right now. So let me continue. Okay, so this is S&P 500. all right, S&P 500. So that means the chart actually tells us that S&P 500, the US market is quite positive, all right, it's quite positive, okay, and you can see that although the US crisis bank, okay, which is quite a big news for everyone, all right, but the S&P 500 is still pretty strong and continue to go up, all right. So it's actually tell us that the bad news has been, factored in, could be probably factored in already, okay. So that's why the market can continue to go up further. And what is the neck resistance? All right, the neck resistance is 4,200, which you need to be aware if you are trading short term or mid term. All right, but if you are buying stock for long term, if you manage to buy during the October period, then congratulations to you. All right, you no need to do anything if you want to hold. All right, but what I mean is that in short term, the stock market will move in the, what we call that, in irrational way, which is volatile way lah. All right. So what I mean is that, okay, based on the current chart, okay, the neck resistance could be probably at near 4,200. All right. So next thing, we look at the Nasdaq components. Okay, Nasdaq component, and Nasdaq components. Okay, right now, it actually tells us that Nasdaq component is one of the stronger as compared to what we call the S&P 500. Right. So, and recently you can see that this is my previous drawing, okay, previous drawing, all right. So it's actually tell us that what we call that double bottom is being formed. Double bottom in terms of the technical term, right? The market may going to have a small correction, okay, may have a small corrections, all right. So we can see that that's why yesterday and yesterday they actually went down a little bit. So we'll see how far they will go. All right, so the next support level, okay, which is quite obvious, 11,550. So this is a support level. All right, I'm not sure will they going down, I'm not sure. All right, but we will see how. So that's why you can see, that's why market was overbought last 2 days. All right, so I did my interview with 958. I did mention to the audience last 2 days, okay, the market actually include Singapore and US was overbought actually, because you can see that they went up since mid of March, okay, until recently, all right, 11%, which is quite a lot, okay, which is quite a lot, right? And next, Hang Seng Index. So Hang Seng Index has been slowed down, all right, has been slowed down, but it's still good though. Why is that so? Because Hang Seng Index is still pretty low, all right, got a lot of potential, I can tell you, a lot of potential. So I mean that if you know some of the good fundamental company, you should buy it, okay? Don't wait until they went up to 13,000 points. So now the index are still low, all right, although they went up last 3 months, and then February they begin to pull back. So when they pull back, right, it's actually give you some opportunity to buy. So if you don't buy, then you may miss out the boat again, right? So like what I show you, okay, China market is going to be a big market next. So you have to take notes, all right? Don't buy when the price already shoot up. So now is the best time for you to explore. All right, so this is the index, right? Okay, so SDI overbought, S&P 500 overbought, okay, Nasdaq, okay, overbought as well. All right, Hong Kong pullback, okay. So these are the what we call that information that you need to know. Overbought means that probably they may have some pullback also, or maybe a small corrections, all right, but how low they will go, we do not know. It depends on how the market is going to move, all right. So that means we wait and see first, okay, we wait and see first until the market show us a very clear signal, only then we enter, all right. So next thing, okay, just for your information, Singapore share buyback recently, all right, this is the latest one, okay. Semcott Industry, Capital REITs, OCBC, Singapore Exchange, and followed by Nano Film and Yang Zijiang. Now, disclaimer, what I mean here is that although company buy back the share is a good news, all right, it shows that the company have cash to buy back the share, but it doesn't mean that the stock price will go up. Okay, so this is the disclaimer, but however, I still show you the information so that you can make your informed decision by combining this company with technical analysis, and if you can buy the best entry point, why not? All right, so this is my watch list. All right, this is my watch list. So I've been sharing this watch list with my client only, okay, with my client. So today I don't mind to show it to you, and I want to analyze the stock with every one of you, okay, if you can give me more time, okay, if you can give me more time. So China Aviation, Capital DC, China Aviation, right? So China Aviation basically is one of the strong sector, because airline sector, like what I mentioned, is one of the strong sector. So you can see that from the sector, all right, from the financial market, and then followed by what we call that sector, and then after that now we're talking about individual stock. So can you see the way that I do things a bit different from your guys? Your guy is you are looking for your own stock, and then you apply the technical analysis. But for me, I find the stock and then apply the what we call that technical analysis. So it's a different thing. Now, okay, when I talk about this stock, the price was only 80 cents. Okay, since then they went up 33%, and then they pull back until mid of March, they rebound again. All right. So these are the things that you need to take notes. Okay. Now, right now the price, it doesn't what we call it, already went up. Okay, already went up, and it pulled back a little bit. So support level is 96 cents. Okay, the support level is 96 cents. If can touch 96 cents, I think that would be the nice entry point. Okay, if you want to enter. All right, so this is basically one of my favorite. And then Capital DC. So we take a look at Capital DC. Right. So Capital DC, when I talk about this stock, the price just begin to break through the long-term downtrend line. All right. Now a lot of people, you know, they like this stock. They know this is a REITs, right? But they keep buying here. Okay, they keep buying here. They keep buying here. They keep buying here. Keep buying here. Keep buying here. All right, which is nothing wrong with that. Okay, but you have a big problem, because if you have a limited money, all right, how are you going to buy? Okay, so therefore, the way that I do things, I use price actions. Okay, my price action means that I will only buy when the price begin to move. Okay, how am I going to know? Okay, basically using price actions strategy. Okay, using price action strategy to identify the entry point and the exit point. So this is another one of my favorite stock as well. All right, still got potential. And then followed by Semco Industry and Genting Singapore. Semco Industry, I have been talking about this stock since last year for my client. Okay, so right now they already went up how many percent? Okay, went up 362%, and one of the best stock in Singapore. One of the best performing stocks in Singapore. Okay, if you don't hold this stock, all right, since last year, I do not know what to say. Okay, but okay, based on the current chart, it's already overbought. Okay, obviously overbought already. So overbought means that okay, if you haven't buy, then you don't buy first. Wait for the pullback. Okay, if you already bought previously, my suggestion to you is that take some profit. Okay, it is always good. Okay, to take some profit. Okay, for example, can you see that? Okay, if you don't take profit, what will happen? The price may pull back 20%. That was a lot. Okay, if you can take some profit, okay, and then you can, you know, continue to buy near the bottom using the price action, you should be able to identify the what we call that the entry point, right? So during that time, I did mention about the entry point was somewhere around when the price touches the 200-day moving average, right? So I believe every one of you know what is 200-day moving average, right? But however, if you apply onto the wrong stock, then you would not be able to buy this stock anymore, okay? Because for every one of you, all right, I know that you may think that this stock is super expensive. Okay, I agree with you. The stock price is super expensive. But what if I show you when the price was $2? Okay, when the price was $2, it was expensive also. Okay, then when I show you the price $2.50, it was expensive. When I show you the price $3.50, it was expensive. All right. When I show you the price $4.30, it was expensive. So what it means is that when the stock price is is high, they may go higher. When the stock price is low, they may go lower. So that is the fact, right? Now why people are buying? Okay, why people are buying? Because the fundamentals already improved, and then if you combine with technical analysis, you should be able to identify the best time to buy, right? If you don't have that knowledge, usually you will buy at a high price. So basically, that's not what you want. And followed by Genting Singapore, 大人堂. Genting Singapore, okay, I talked about this stock also since last year. Reason is because that if you look at the candlestick, right, candlestick, okay, very small. It means that a lot of the what we call that the big investor, they are buying, just that they don't want you to know. All right, they don't want you to know, so that's why they buy slowly. Okay, and then for some people they may think that, oh, too slow. All right, but recently they spiked up, okay, and then they continue to go up further. All right, so right now it's considered overbought, okay, and my suggestion to you is that you wait for the pullback and use the price actions for the entry point, okay, for the entry point. All right. And the other stock is 大人堂, right? So this stock, I've been talking about it since February actually, when the price was $1.15, right? So after that, what happened? 2 months later, right? The price actually shoot up. Okay, that is surprised me actually. Now this stock, not many people know, right? Not many people know. And in fact, it actually is listed in Singapore stock market, right? So they went up 65%. Okay, this went up 65%. So now it's already overbought. So wait for the pullback. Okay, wait for the pullback. And Food Empire and Delphi, all right. Food Empire and Delphi, all right. So you have to understand why Food Empire is moving up. Okay, if you have some basic fundamentals knowledge, it is because inflations, when inflation is high, the food price will go up, right? So as simple as that. Okay, so if you know the financial market situations, you will try to think, hey, which sector is going to move up, right? So that's why I found out this stock called Food Empire, okay, when the price was begin to move up or break through. All right, when the price was below the resistance, I don't trade this stock until when the price break through. Why? Because every one of us have a limited money. Okay, I can't afford to buy when the price at 46 cents, because there is no signal of what we call that, of anyone is buying. All right, until November, when the price break through, that's when I begin to look at it and share with my client. All right, so same thing, how many percent? 93%. So right now it's considered overbought as well. All right, consider overbought. So why every stock is overbought? Okay, because the index also overbought. You still remember the index that I show you, right? The index that I show you, right? Overbought as well. So this is a Singapore stock. All right, and Delphi, okay, let me skip Delphi and show you the US stock because of the time limitations. US stock, my watch list, I've been talking about NVIDIA, semiconductors since last year, October. All right, so now they already went up. Energy, okay, some of them still very strong, okay, although the energy sector has been selling down, but there are some individual stock that is still pretty strong, like this one, VIST, right? So it's keep continue to go up further and further, all right? The entry point, like what I mentioned, when the price pull back, right? So the important thing is to choose the right stock, all right? Then apply the price actions. You get what I mean? Choose the right stock first and then apply the price actions. Okay, you get what I mean? Choose the right stock first, okay, and then apply the price actions. Okay, and consumer discretionary, right? ELF. I've been talking about this stock since last year as well. ELF. So these are the strong sector that I'm talking about. So if every one of us have a limited money, all right, then you should look for a strong performing sector stock. Okay, but remember, you have to trade properly using your trade plan. If anything wrong, you need to set stop loss as well. Nothing is 100%. Okay, right? So this is the rest is technology stock already went up and then followed by green energy. This FSLR is one of my favorite as well, right? Okay, so let me move on to a Hong Kong stock watch list. Okay, Hong Kong stock watch list, my preference is healthcare. Okay, so we can see that AK Medical is actually a healthcare stocks 1789. Just show you quickly 179. So basically a lot of potential and the stock price keep going up slowly. And for Hong Kong, usually you have to understand that the Hong Kong stock is very volatile. All right, although it's uptrend, you can see that when they pull back 20%, okay, 17%. All right, so that is the interesting part, okay, for Hong Kong market. So that's why a lot of the what we call that trader, they like Hong Kong market because it's very volatile and it's very active. Okay, so this is one of the healthcare stock, okay, that I've been watching in my watch list, right? All right, okay. So next, okay, what is the suggestion? Okay, the suggestion is that, right, ignore the news. Okay, ignore the news. Don't look at the news. Don't read news. All right. So my suggestion to you is that use price action. Use price actions. Use price action to identify the what we call that. To identify the use price action to identify the opportunity. All right. And you can see that. You can see that. You give me a minute. Price actions to look for your opportunity. Okay. You give me a minute. I need to find out the what we call it the pen. Right?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for your patience. While we are waiting for Caleb to put up his pen and then to draw out the charts, maybe we just wait for one more minute.
All right, sorry about that. I'm back now. Okay. All right. So my suggestion to you is that don't look at the news and use the price action and look at the chart, because why? The chart actually show us the real data. Okay. The candlestick that you see, right, basically is a transaction price. Okay, show us the four information: high price, low price, and opening price, close price. So if you're not looking at the real data, so why should you focus on the news, right? So my suggestion, okay, look at the price actions. And most of the retail investor problem is that they always read the toxic news, so that's why that scare them. Okay, so that's why don't look at the news. And the solution is the price actions. Usually price action will help us to identify the entry point, okay, before before the price is moving up. Okay, usually we want to buy when the price is moving up, although you can buy near the bottom, all right, near the bottom. Okay, but there is another strategy, some strategy, that when the price is begin to move up, like breakthrough, pull back, and then they continue their momentum. Next thing, okay, so solutions. Okay, why we use price action? Because price action can help us to spot the pattern. All right, what is the pattern? Like chart pattern. Okay, now this pattern is important, so that when this pattern is being formed, right, we know that what strategy that we are going to use. Okay, like for example, if the patterns is bearish, so we want to short the stock. If the what we call that, if the pattern is bullish, then we want to buy the stock. And it is more effective way, because this is a real data, because the chart actually show us the real data. Right. Now, another thing is that price action also will be able to help us to spot the buy signal, okay, when the price pull back near the key level, and when the price will also tell us, okay, the sell signal when the price hit the key levels, so-called a resistance. So this is a basic of a technical analysis, but there are more than that. Okay, so let me introduce this course to you. All right, maybe I hope that you can stay until the end of the session. This is a 14-hour training online course under IBF accredited course. Okay, is currently still under subsidy lah. Okay, subsidy for mastering price actions conducted by me. All right. Now, this is some of the testimonial. All right. This is not a new course. What I mean, it means that the testimonial has been gone through by the student. All right. If you want to find out more about testimonial, you can actually Google my name, Caleb Gan. All right. Then you can read more about the testimonial. I will not go through from here. All right. But the next thing I want to show you is that a lot of people's, oops, I have some problem with my pen. Sorry about that. Right, but never mind, let me explain here. Okay, now a lot of people think that price actions is for short term. In fact, price action basically is for long term, mid term, and short term as well. Now, why I say it applies to all time frame reasons, because that if you are very good in the fundamental analysis, right, why not you combine your fundamental analysis knowledge with the price action knowledge? Because fundamental analysis allow you to identify a good company to buy, so that you can apply this good company in terms of the stock chart by using the price action to identify the entry point and the exit point, like what I have shown you. So in stock market, basically there are two schools, namely fundamental analysis. Another one is called technical analysis. So if you can combine, that would be good. Now, another thing is that I realized, because I also a Remisier, and I realized that a lot of the retail investor, they only focus on one thing, which is buying strategy. Right now, if you focus on buying strategy, all right, nothing wrong with that, but take a look at your portfolio. Why initially you are making money, but subsequently are losing money? This is because a lot of people, they do not know why they need to sell, and they also do not know why, when they need to sell. Okay, so this is because they overlook on the selling strategy. So in this workshop, I'm going to share with you how to sell, when to sell, and why you need to sell, which is very important because a lot of people, they do not know how to sell. And I can tell you that if you focus on selling strategy, your portfolio will improve significantly. All right. So beside that, in this workshop, I'm going to share with you my secret of the indicator. All right, and then with combinations of the price action, it will actually help you to precisely time your entry point and exit point, and then at the end of the day, it will increase your winning trade. And obviously, this workshop is going to talk about price actions from A to Z. So what do I mean by A to Z? That means I will show you, all right, how to choose the right stock, which is one of the important elements. Okay, this is the what we call it, the problem that most of the retail investors have. They do not know how to choose the right stock and how to know that when the market rotation is going to happen, all right, which is very important because you don't want to buy at the wrong sector, okay, and which sector to avoid, all right, and followed by zooming in the individual stock from the sector, and after that using the price actions, right, to identify the entry point, exit point, and show you how to calculate the risk, how to use the risk management, you know, in a proper way and in the easier way so that you can follow through, right? So this is what I call A to Z price actions workshop. So this is the detail, all right, and it will be happen on April 2023, okay, 13 to 14 April, Thursday to Friday, 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and one full Saturday, 15 April to 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you look at the full cost price is 1,620. So if you are Singaporean citizen below 40 years old and permanent resident, regardless of the age, you will get 50% grant, so that means you can save up to $750, and remaining 50%, okay, of $870 you can claim using your skill future. All right, so if you can claim using your skill future, that means you attend for this course for free. All right, so last thing, okay, if you are Singaporean citizen above 40 years old, you will get 70% IBF grant up to $1,050. So that means remaining 30% of $570 you can claim using your skill future as well. So my advice to you, all right, if you have the skill future, make sure you use your skill future because you do not know whether your skill future will be what we call will be will be gone or not. I'm not sure about that. So if you have find out that this is a good course, then why not you use your skill future to attend this class so that you can increase your knowledge, all right, and improve your portfolio that I have shown you, okay, in my presentation just now. So this is the detail, and just trying to show you that this is Cybercode. Cybercode is the organizer, all right, and Cybercode is under Phillip Securities as well, all right. So you can take the picture, okay, or you can take a screenshot, all right. So if you have any question, you can ask me later. So this is another testimonial I'm not be going through, all right. Frequent asked question for this workshop. No subscription of software, okay, for this workshop. If you don't have any software or charting tool, I'll be sharing with you the free web-based charting tool. There are plenty of them. For value investor, okay, this workshop will be able to help you to identify the best time to buy and best time to entry, and suitable for beginner as well because basic candlestick will be taught in this workshop. For experienced trader, I believe some of you are experienced trader. I can't wait to share with you my advanced strategy, which I have discovered, okay, throughout my investing what we call it journey. So I have never seen any stock guru or any book talk about this strategy. So that's why I say I can't wait to share with you. And price action can be applied on the bull and the bear market for instrument like stocks, forex, future, gold, okay, silver, and crude oil, cryptocurrency. So if you are using Philip Nova platform or NP5 platform, okay, then you should attend this workshop to increase your knowledge. And second thing I want to highlight is that because this is IBF, what we call that, course, under IBF grant, so therefore there is an assessment, and the assessment I want to assure you that is a super easy to pass, because I have student that is more than 70 years old. She still can pass the assessment just one time. And lastly, I want to assure you that this workshop is practical workshop. That means you will be able to understand based on the logic. So I trying to share with you based on the logic so that you can understand. Because this workshop is different from others workshop, this is not a theory class. If you attended some other course that they teach theory, then you need to memorize the term, and then you may have difficulty to pass your assessment. But again, I assure you that the assessment is super easy. So lastly, the course subsidy, okay, it's not permanent, I can tell you. So it will be terminated anytime soon, all right? So does it make sense if I share with you? Because outside, some other people, they are selling their technical analysis workshop about $4,000 or $5,000. But if you can attend a workshop that is free, okay, because of the IBF grant and because of the skill future, okay, why not? Why should you attend, and pay cash $4,000 to other people? But here you can attend for free because IBM graph and followed by skill future. You think about it, all right? So lastly, I want you to take action right now, because what I learned is that winner take action, loser make excuses, and you will regret it and miss out the opportunity. Like what I mentioned, this course, the subsidy is not permanent. It will be end anytime soon. And then if you think that timing is the problem, basically this is an online workshop, so you can sit in front of your computer at your home conveniently. You can prepare your lunch and your dinner, all right, to attend this class. So there is no excuses for the money, okay, because it's under subsidy. There's no excuses for the time, because you can learn from home. So lastly, there's no impact to me, all right, there's no impact to me, but it may impact you personally, all right, because if you don't sign up, I still continue to do my thing. I still invest my money. I have my own Remisier business. Okay, I earn my own money, but it may impact you personally. Why is that so? Because you choose not to, because you choose not to accept my knowledge. Because my intention is to transfer my knowledge to you, so-called a skill set. Now, you have to understand is that the skill set that you learn, right, it will stick with you forever. Okay, you can apply in the stock market to make money. But today, if you choose not to accept my knowledge transfer, although you can claim using the skill future, although there's an IBF grant, all right, then in terms of personality, all right, you become smaller and smaller and smaller in terms of the knowledge as well. So that's why, if okay, today you want to improve your portfolio, you want to see great significant improvement in your portfolio, this workshop is for you. Unless you choose to be stagnant, unless you choose to be not to do anything, then this workshop may not be suitable for you. All right, so lastly, all right, so this is the offer. Okay, free Nova account opening, Amplify. Okay, so you can download the Amplify platform, and what you will get, okay, what will you get when you open the free trading account with me, okay, through Phillip Nova, okay, through Phillip Nova. So you will get my free stock live update, okay, using price action, okay, through Telegram, okay, through Telegram. So what I mean is that if you open this account today, okay, today, right, then I will, put you into my stock live alert, okay, that I am using the price action strategy, okay, through the Telegram, which I already show you how I do, all right. So if you like the thing that I do, okay, and then you want to try it out, all right, so the free thing that you can try it out, there's no cost to you, is to open the Phillip Nova account, all right. And then I also have a regular live webinar like this one, okay. If you find it interesting, all right, then you should open the free trading account so that you can attend my free live webinar, latest market update for Singapore market and the US market, and lastly Hong Kong market as well. And after you open the account with Phillip Nova, you can download the Amplify platform and followed by Phillip Nova platform to trade stocks. Okay, right now, Phillip Nova, you can trade stocks, you know. You can trade stock, CFD, Forex, commodities like silver, gold, platinum, palladiums, okay? Trade spot, futures, or crude oil. So you can trade all kind of the instrument, okay? No problem. And second thing is that if you are interested with the workshop, okay, you can scan the QR code and you can register the workshop, all right? So even though you are not sure right now, I still encourage you to register, because if you register already, all right, my colleague, okay, from Cybercode will follow up with you, okay, so that at least, you know, they know that you have the interest, okay, you have the interest, okay, so that they can contact you. And then if you have any question that you are not sure, you still can ask them, all right. So I still suggest you to sign up, although you are not sure right now, okay, but I can tell you that this is what we call it, like what I mentioned, IBF grant is not permanent, all right, it will be terminated anytime soon, right? So if you want to you know, contact us, okay, you can contact us right through this contact number, right? I'm not sure you can see this or not, okay, so we can click on this link to contact us, right? So actually, that's all from me, all right? I'm not sure if you have any question. You can type in the chat room.
Okay, thanks Caleb for sharing, and to everyone in the audience for participating and listening. Stay tuned a bit for the exciting news. I believe I'm going to share the screen, and I believe you guys can see my screen now. Yes, here is the 40th anniversary for Phillip Nova. And if you haven't opened an account for with us, we are giving away for the 40th anniversary. And if you just simply open and fund your account, and you can stand to receive the exciting gifts in our 40th anniversary. And you can scan the QR code to find out more. Our gifts for April is the both speaker. And this one is for our existing clients. If you already open an account with us, here is a lucky draw for you guys. To celebrate our 40th anniversary, we will conducting 5 lucky draws, and once every 2 months with the 40 winners per draw. Trade now, and then you could accumulate your chance to win. And you can scan the QR code to find out the top prizes. But for the first lucky draw, the top prizes will be the Royal International Caribbean Cruise. So please trade now and scan the QR code to find out more. And thanks again for everyone to joining these sessions. Now you can trade stocks from China, United States, Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong with Phillip Nova from as low as 0.01% commission with no minimum fee, and enjoy zero custody as well as zero platform fees. If you have any other questions, you can reply to our follow-up email or visit Phillip Nova's official website and leave us a message. Our account manager will contact you as soon as possible. And again, thank you for listening, and thanks very much for Caleb's presentation. See you in the next webinars and enjoy the long weekend. Bye, guys.